Chocobos! Good. Is it afternoon now? It's afternoon now. Good afternoon, everybody. Pick my controller up. And stretch a little bit. Hi, I'm Kariohki, and I got two games here. I got another racing game. She just had a really good racing game, nice long one. This is a much shorter racing game. And I got a not racing game after this. So, I hope you're all ready for some Chocobo racing. It's morning in some places. Alright, so let's get this started then. We start that and load into the game, and I think I already loaded my save file. I did. Okay. We're just gonna double check the options here. Yep, I want to turn the handicap on. Story mode default runs are gonna be handicapped. That means you go faster, so I'm gonna give a countdown from 3 and we'll start the story mode speedrun. So, 3, 2, 1, go. Very important menus. We don't want to be reading the story because that wastes time. Once you get into reading the story, you can't cancel out of it, so. Oh, went the wrong way. That's fine. So, this is like most racing games where you get a boost at the start of the race if you hit your gas at the right time. And the other thing I did there is what I like to call a spin boost. If you spin yourself out, you have a window where you can then hit the gas button and boost yourself in whatever direction you're facing. So I'll just be doing it on this track and maybe one or two others where there's a lot of straightaway. The world record does it almost everywhere. It's an insane run. I didn't get it that time. So there's a small window where you can hit the gas button to get the boost, and if you miss it, then you just continue to spin out. So we lost a little bit of time there. That's fine. Let's go ahead and finish this race out normally. They were going to make a 3DS version of this game. Either, I don't know if it was going to be a remastered game or a sequel or a port, but it got canceled. I didn't get the start boost there. I blame Mog. So, like most multiplayer racing games, there's items in this game, and the items come in the form of magic. It's kind of like, I like to compare this game to Diddy Kong Racing because you can stack the levels of the magic up to 3 times for most magics. So, on this stage we get haste. Haste makes us go faster. This is the most important spell in the game. So if you notice also, at the top left of the screen there's a bar that's been filling up, and then every so often I can press the L1 button and get a boost, which is the equivalent to a haste 2 spell, or is that haste raw, I guess? I don't know. I haven't played a Final Fantasy in a long time. So that gives me the equivalent of a 2nd level haste spell. Every character has their own ability, and when you're playing, you can kind of pick and choose. You can mix and match, basically. We'll be doing that to prevent some stuff in some later runs. You'll be seeing that once I switch characters. Almost lapped him. So in every story mode stage, it introduces 1 new magic and 1 new character. You can have a maximum of 6 racers on each track. So right now we still have 3. That'll become important later. There we go. So once there's new magics, like when there's more than just 1 on the track, it starts also introducing those question mark blocks. Those will give you a random magic from the ones that you have available. So we hope to get haste out of these, or we just hope that there's a haste crystal instead of a fire one. So the new magic in this level is fire. You level it up, it becomes stronger. It's kind of like, at first it's like a green shell, and then it becomes a stronger green shell, and then it becomes a red shell. I think that's how it goes. as you can tell, each track, the farther you get in, the harder they're going to get. More curves, more tight places, more hazards. Oh, we're getting good magic luck here. Always getting hastes. To be careful here because we start lapping characters and they're taking magic, so we want to actually make sure we run into them. There we go. When most people hear Chocobo Racing, they think of the Final Fantasy VII minigame, and they're like, oh, they released that as a standalone game? No, they didn't. And then they get surprised when they see how cute this game is. As this kind of falls into the Chocobo series of games that you might know from Chocobo's Mystery Dungeon. There's actually a demo, like a preview movie for Chocobo's Dungeon 2 on this disc. I'm gonna drop that over there. So obviously the new magic in this level is ice or blizzard, you know, depending on what Final Fantasies you know. They're kind of like floor hazards, so you drop them on the ground like a mine or a banana. And the first two levels you drop on the floor. I'm not getting good magic buff. First two levels you drop on the floor, and the third level, Blizzaga, actually surrounds your opponents and makes them explode. So here you might notice, like, oh, why are you using your magic right away? Aren't you going to save it and get longer boosts? Well, I can't because of Goblin. So Goblin's ability is Mug, and Mug will steal your magic and give it to him. So I just use what I get right away because of that. And I had really bad magic luck. I got, like, only one haste this whole time. And this is a shortcut, by the way. You just... The CPUs never take shortcuts. Alright, so we're actually going to pick Goblin here so that the CPU can't pick him, and we're going to put him with Dash, because you can mix and match. The CPUs will never mix and match, they'll always do their default abilities. So that makes this stage a little bit less annoying, because we can hold on to our hastes. The stage is still one of the most annoying ones in the run, because Black Mage's ability is Magic Plus, so whenever his ability bar charges up, it'll give the farthest back magic he's carrying an extra level. So he can just kind of stack up levels on magic really quickly. And the new magic in this level is Thunder. As seen there, by getting hit by it. That was a Thunder level 3 spell, I believe, so Black Mage probably hit that. You can tell when characters... it was too wide. But you can tell when characters are using their ability or a item by the top middle when their heads are bobbing. So you can see I fired those fire shots off and my head was going up and down. That's how I can tell in later levels when Goblin's about to mug someone. Also, there's an audio cue. When you get hit by Mug, you can use your magic right before you get it taken, and it doesn't get taken, and you can still use it. Which is nice. I got unlucky with the cage there, but I slid through the side. There's a gap on the left side of the cage. Oh, okay. Someone's like right ahead of me, I guess. Yeah. There we go. I'm lapping everybody. So there is a version of the speedrun. There's two categories. There's handicapped and not. There's just plain story mode, and then there's handicapless story mode. Handicapless just means you have the handicap option to off. I didn't get it. Handicap option to off, so it's a little bit harder to win the races because you don't have that bonus boost. So here is a White Mage's level, and the new magic in this level is Mini. It makes you shrink like lightning bolt. So if you can hear the background music, I think all the tracks are remixes of previous Final Fantasy game soundtrack songs, and a lot of them come from games that hadn't come out in the US at the time that this game came out. So I think this one's from Final Fantasy, either Final Fantasy 3 or 5, I don't remember. It's an airship theme, I know that much. So you're probably wondering, why do we switch to Black Mage after we get him? Because he floats. And because he floats, that means we can avoid blizzard puddles on the ground, and that helps with, you know, going fast, so I don't get hit by blizzards. Also, I think he's a little bit faster than Chocobo, but he controls worse. So that plus handicap mode making my top speed a lot higher. You can see when I'm going over bumps, I just start like bouncing around in the air a lot. And I hit 2 magics there. You can hit 2 magics in a row at once like that if you angle yourself properly. And it's kind of helpful if you can hit like a haste and a question mark, and it gives you another haste, and you get a 2nd level haste right away. And I keep getting bopped in the head. So that was Mug. He didn't steal anything because I used my magic though, not like it mattered because it was just a blizzard spell. This is the only racing game I speedrun. Maybe if I speedrun more racing games, then I'd be called, like, Mario Karty. I tried to learn Diddy Kong Racing, that didn't go well. That's a hard game. Alright, so we're at the point where there's more characters than, like, in the reserves than can be in one race at a time, so they're gonna start dropping CPU racers. So it looks like, Golem got dropped this time. Unfortunate. You want Goblin to be dropped from this race and from the last 2 on, because like that, he'll steal your magic. 3rd place time, which is like the best comparison for doing speedruns against, versus, because the first 2 place times they're nuts. They use spin boosting in every single stage. So yeah, that's really rough to do on these later stages when there's like barely any straightaways. So the 3rd place time doesn't use spin boosting at all, and that's kind of a good comparison to go against if you were learning this run and wanted to see what to do well. And that race, that run does not get Goblin on the last 3 stages, and then just gets really good luck with like everything else too. I'm 8th on the leaderboards because it's once you're under like. Once you pass that the 20-minute mark or so, it gets a lot more RNG to drop the time down. I have like an 18 something in this game. The record is a 16 something? 16:22? I just looked it up before this run. I was like, okay, that's the record time. I'm gonna remember that, and I don't remember it now. So I found out about this game from one of the PlayStation magazines that was out back in the day, I think. And they had a demo. They had one of those demo discs. Remember those demo discs? You could buy magazines and or like bonus things from games and get a demo for a game or multiple games. I missed the one and I got the other. Okay, so they came with a bonus disc with this game that had this game on it, and you played the stage and you played as Chocobo. And I played it so often until I bought the game. Yeah, demo discs being like included in magazines was like so cool because you got like 4 or 5 different games. I mean, demos still happen now. You just have to download them from stores. Oof. Alright, so there's no Goblin. We're good. Cool. I can hold on to this. So something I forgot to say earlier was, this story mode is a little bit different than most, like, story modes in racing games where you have to come in first to continue on. You only have to beat the stage's, like, home character, the owner, of the stage, and that's fine. So, Behemoth could, as long as I come ahead of Behemoth, who's that purple guy kind of in last place right now, as long as I come ahead of him, then I would move on in story mode. Versus having to come in first. Honestly, this stage kind of stinks to, like... I got doomed. Doom is the magic in this one. I don't know why I used that here. Just to speed myself up. There we go. This is fine. Doom is a magic you can't stack. Reflect's another one that you can't stack. Reflect was in the one in the last stage. Okay, I didn't. Okay, I flew up there. This canyon is easily one of the worst parts and tracks, because you're going so fast that you just fly all over the place, and Black Mage's handling already isn't the best. I don't know why I used that now. Probably took a stack haste, because if you have... Like, if I had a haste and I had that reflect, and then I grabbed another haste, the haste wouldn't combine. And I kind of want them to combine. Bonk. Why couldn't I have gotten bonked, like, 2 seconds after my... Yeah. Anyway. I keep getting bonked in between when I have reflex. That kind of stinks. Yeah, this is the second to last track. I'm on the third lap already. Yay. Yeah, not much to say about this one. I think this is the first one where you can fall off the stage. No, you can fall off the Chocobo stage too, the chubby Chocobo stage. But this is the one where it's most annoying because there's a 90-degree turn at the end of the stage here. Alright, and now we're on to the final race. A lot of people don't know this game existed, so I'm gonna go Moogle Mog here, because he's a little bit easier to control, and his speed isn't too much worse, just because this stage does not have a lot of barriers on it. Alright, and this is the last race. And there's Goblin, okay. So in the Japanese version, the only changes between the US and Japanese versions of this game is, English version is in miles per hour instead of kilometers per hour, because we don't know metric. And this stage does not have any barriers in the Japanese version. I missed that. There's a hidden shortcut here. Not on the map. And very hard to aim towards. So you're gonna see me actually purposefully fall off the stage at three points in the run, in this race. They're gonna be at 45 seconds, a minute, 35, and 2 minutes 25. Holy heck. Oh, see, he's still doing it. Oh, okay, we're not gonna make it. Okay. We call that a wombo combo. No, what are we doing? I just call it that. So what I was supposed to do there was at 45 seconds, Bahamut's gonna use his Mega Flare ability, which is undodgeable, unreflectable. Well, it's dodgeable, but it's unreflectable. And the only way you can dodge it is by jumping off the side of the stage, because it takes a shorter time to recover from falling off the side of the stage than it does to get hit by Mega Flare. Okay, this game is just out to get me right now. Look at this! Look at this game! It hates me! So 135 coming up. Bahamut's head's gonna start bobbing. See, I'm already going, and they're still spinning. We might see 4 Mega Flares. Alright, so I got hit by an Ultima there, but since I had a Reflect in my inventory, the Reflect just gets used up. You can either use Reflect and have a barrier on you for a little bit, or it'll just get automatically used when, Did somebody reflect my Doom back on me? Or something? Because I sent that Doom out, and then I got hit by one, so, we're gonna get doomed again. And Ultima. And Doom. Okay. 225 coming up soon. That works. Now we might see the 314. I hope not, though. The 314 is when the next Mega Flare hits. Okay, we're lapping everybody. And time will be shortly here once I cross the finish line. And time. That wasn't bad. Sub 20. Sub 20 is like a good run. So. Yeah, that's how I remember the 4th Mega Flare, because it's Pi. Alright, so I'm not gonna let the credits play out because they do take, the credits are like 3 minutes long. It's a nice song though. They did translate the song from the Japanese version into English. It's very pretty. And the drawings are cute. But we're gonna skip them because time. And I have another run to do, so I want to do my another run. So at the end of every story mode run, you get a score. We should get 100 here. 100, okay, good. It depends on, you know, your placements, how fast you beat each track, if you had to, like, redo any and stuff. These parts can be used for making a racer. We're gonna make a silver dragon. You can put these points into the different thing, and different stats. Give him a test run. If you wanted to, give him a name. I don't have any room on memory cards, I can't save him, so alright. That is Chocobo Racing. So we're gonna have a short break, and then we'll move on to Silhouette Mirage. So stay tuned.